I used to play the drums when I was like in like second or third grade. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I don't know why I gave it up. Could have been in a rock band. Want to open up with like some music or something. I use Restream, and the options for getting music in there are just okay. I don't know. We'll figure this out, or I'll have some sort of a fun intro I'm going to develop this weekend because this is episode number 4 now, and I want to come in with a little more like a little more energy or something and have some fun with this. But okay, we're live again. Again, this is day 4. I promised I'd keep this to under 30. I see the clock going up here. We're just about to hit a minute, and I want to hit 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes, we're gonna cut me off. No more. Because if you've watched any of my videos, or if you've met me in person or watched me speak at events, probably spoke at like 50 events before. I can talk. Okay, it's just me. I can go ahead and just keep rambling on. But I have some really good stuff here today. I had this idea last night to talk about a social network for vibe coding, and that's what I want to get into. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to stick on this sole idea today. I'm not going to bounce around. I'm not going to look at any other ideas or anything else. We're just going to strictly talk about this one idea. Um, I was kind of thinking through this idea when I was on Lovable. I used to use this quite a bit, and and I still go in here for different things that I need to for sort of doing some MVP and prototype type stuff, or just small little one-off projects that I need here and there for myself or for clients. And there's a part of it that really kind of caught my attention. It kind of stuck with me for a while, and then it kind of came to kind of came into the full idea yesterday. When you go in Lovable, as you scroll down to the bottom, and I think you can actually see this or a piece of this, even if you don't have an account, right off the lovable.dev, and you come in and it says from the community. You can see it right here, from the community, and it has uh, the different MVPs, the different prototypes, the different websites, the different apps that have tools, all the things that have been bubbled up from some of the community. Uh, and you can see that you can click through and do a preview of them, right? And then you can see who the user is and see what they've done with it. And then you can also take it, and as they would say on this site, you can remix it. So you can take the template, really what's there, and then you can start getting in there like you're getting in the hood under a car. You can start pulling parts out, putting new things in. You can start doing stuff with it, right? All with Lovable. So I mean, in theory, pretty cool, and it has little bit of a networking, it's like a social networking piece to it. But I wanted to go further. I'm like, if you're like me, I'm in Facebook. I'm on X. I'm on Instagram. I'm probably looking at those several times a day. And when I go in, there's the one constant thing through all of them. They're a feed. It's a scrollable feed where you can interact with pictures, videos, and text primarily. I mean, those are kind of the 3 key things that you can get in there. But if you've noticed, anytime that somebody's trying to build something, they'll put a link to it in there. They'll again put a small video of what they have, a picture, photo, or text. And usually it's linked out to go to somewhere else to actually see it, to actually play with it, to actually click, and click around in something that someone has built and vibe coded with AI. That's where the idea is. That's where there's a market for something right now. And it's actually, I actually, it's going to sound funny, but I didn't actually want to make this video because I feel like there's, if you've seen the Social Network movie, it's like, what could this be worth? You know what's cool? A billion's cool, right? Remember he says that at the table to Mark Zuckerberg. He says that to that actor in the movie who's pretending to be Mark Zuckerberg. He goes, "You know what's cool? A billion." That's what this is. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna put a mark. Put an earmark this. earmark this video. This idea I'll share. This could be a big one because social networking sharing is not going anywhere. Facebook in some iteration will be there. Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, will be there. Twitter, or X, and all these other ones will be there. But there's nothing for like the developers. I know you'll say if you're watching this, "Oh no, Geoff, there are things for developers." Okay, let's go through them. GitHub. GitHub's missing it. If I'm GitHub, I'm like, shit, I should be putting something together right now. I should be building off of this, but it's not there. If you're in GitHub, I am, and you look around, it's kind of comical. There's not really a social aspect to it like it should be, and sharing things is a little cumbersome. You can take someone's code, you can take someone's idea, and then take it out, and you got to know how to kind of take it and work it and play with it in a different environment. Sometimes you can see some things out here too, but I mean, this is all for just basically set up for developers to kind of store their things here. This is like a storage shop. Okay. I mean, feel free to argue with me about it, but I'm not seeing anything here like I'm thinking of, and I'll show you at the very end. I'm trying to mock something up in Framer to show you. So I came over to ChatGPT, and I started going through it, and I said, "Hey, let's build out an idea together." And it put out this thing called Builder Sphere, a social hub showcasing AI built projects, and prototypes. And I did like what it gave me here, and it gave me a shit ton of stuff here to look through. But got to be honest, I actually came over here and I used Claude to come up with an idea too. I ran the same prompt, and if you saw my episode from yesterday, I pitted ChatGPT against Claude, and I don't know if I kind of really insinuated or showed it at the end that I actually liked Claude's idea maybe a little bit better. GPT was more thorough, but Claude was a little more creative for some reason. Same thing here. I liked their idea. It just hit me right off the bat a little bit better. Came up with an idea for a social network for vibe coders, and they called it ShipStack. I liked what they came up with right away. I liked the idea, and I went right into it full bore. So you can see here, it's a social network designed exclusively for AI builders, vibe coders, and no-code creators. These are the type of people that I help. I'm helping people that are, with my company, active with AI. They're building AI products. They just don't know how to get further with them. They need help. Or they have the idea, they know that there's tools out there, they just don't understand how to use the tools. I jump in and help. Or they just have an idea and they have no idea about AI. I come in and help. But I feel like there's a social network around it for the people that are like on my level. They're building things, or a level above me even. They're really getting into hardcore things, right? They've used all sorts of different AI tools. They've coded out, they've built products, they've built games, they've built sites, they've built really cool things that you can touch and feel and play with. But there's nowhere for this stuff to go except for its own individual pocket, its own individual site, or an app on the App Store, or it's sitting out on a site, or it's sitting in GitHub, and you have to know how to get it out and play with it. Confusing, right? Lots of clicking, right? I don't want that. I want a nice, clean interface, just like Facebook, just like X. And I can scroll up and down it, just like Instagram. Let my finger go like this. And when I see something, I'm going to go stop. I'm going to go right in on it. I'm going to go right in and play with it. That's what I want. Nothing like that exists. And if it does, and I'm wrong, show me, because you know what's great about the internet? Just all sorts of things are just popping up right now with it, and especially with AI. New stuff's popping up left and right. I love it. But I feel like I'm onto something here. So ShipStack, okay? Business model. What's funny is this, Claude tried to run me through where this would be, like a tiered package with all sorts of money that, you would have to sign up for it, right? So beyond kind of the freemium, it would be, not so much free, but paid. And I didn't like it. So I skipped all the way through all this. There was some cool stuff in here. And I said, no. I said, good start, but I want you to rethink this idea and try for more of an emphasis on hitting a free model, upgrades and add-ons, and maybe even an app or builder component store attached or alongside it. If you're familiar with a site called Framer, where you can go in and I use it quite extensively for building websites and apps and different products for companies. I'm going to show you inside my Framer here in a little bit, but they have um, Framer and Figma both. Okay, they're both for design and development of websites and graphics and creative things, right? They have a big community around them. So, for instance, there's this site called Flowbase. It's at flowbase.co. This is a library of components for Framer, for Webflow, for Figma. You can come right in here and grab components. See, they have a library they're boasting of 3,500 components. I actually don't use this, but I know of it. And I thought this would be really timely to put this up. I'm picturing this social network for vibe coding, again, ShipStack, and then stuff off to the side that would aid, you know, the developers, aid these designers who are putting these things together. Because I want to show you something here. If you've seen this, this is absolutely incredible. Where was it? It was showing that the app builder market, hang on, here it is. This is from Future Market Insights. The AI builder market shows a size and forecast. Where is it? Here we go. The market will grow from 8.1 billion in 2025. Are we really at 8.1 billion right now for for AI building products, AI based products? Seems high, but that's incredible. To 32.4 billion in 2035. In a 10-year span, it's gonna go 4 times, right? 4 times as big, right? So 4 times as big? That's huge. I mean, that's quite big, right? 8.1 billion to 32.4 billion. So there's an incredible market for this. And so as that grows, people are going to be sharing about their pictures of their dog and their cats and their kids and things like that on social networks. But then there's going to be this other community over here where those same people are going to be doing development work themselves. And they're not even developers. And they're going to want to share out their things because they're going to want to get attention for it, right? They're going to want to monetize these things. Or they're just going to want to share out that incredible Pac-Man clone game that they developed, right, on one of these apps. And they want to put it in there, right? Much like you're sharing out a cool video that you just made of you, and your kids running around on the beach. It's the same thing. It's the dopamine hit, or it's the hit for, hey, give me some money to play with my app, right? So there might even be this future I'm sort of picturing where it's less around a formal company being built, but more of a, hey, here's some apps that I developed and I'm going to try to monetize them, right? So again, getting back over to here, I asked Claude to time check. We're at 13 and a half minutes. I'm going to get you in there at 30 minutes today, I promise. So this is an emphasis around a free model. So Claude came back with a 2.0 of ShipStack for me. All the features that I was kind of looking for, unlimited project showcases with live demos, a full build journey. Oops, full build journey. And I've seen this stuff before. Some of these things I've seen before in different sites like X. X has different, communities like kind of slivered out where they're, just around building in public and things of that nature. And those are really cool, right? But again, I'm looking for, and I kept having this in my mind. I want one feed that I can scroll through with my finger, stop on something that I really like, and start playing with it, right? Instantly interact with it. And you can have other things here. You can have analytics, you can have your public profile, you can have all sorts of different basic version control for AI prompts. Okay. Revenue share. Okay. Then we get into where there's a marketplace. So it listened to me and it added in a marketplace. Okay. So you could have a component and template store with AI prompt templates. You could have code components, which is what I just basically walked you through. There's Flowbase, which is this site again, Flowbase they have a pricing structure here where you can get a monthly package. I had looked at this here. You can get a monthly package and get unlimited access to all these different components. There's another one out here. There's a bunch of these, by the way, called Frame Stack. The larger the fan base is and the user base around major products, the bigger the stores, the bigger the type of businesses surrounding it, right? OpenAI with ChatGPT, they're going to have not only they have theirs, but there's other things growing around that as well. And so I just really feel like there's a social piece to this. And if you learn how to leverage, if you have it for free and you build a massive audience in there, then I think you can monetize it in a lot of ways. A lot of these networks like Facebook, they advertise it primarily, or they monetize it primarily through advertising. And I feel like, yes, you can, but if you want to eliminate all that or mostly eliminate that, I feel like you have this stuff. You have the template store, right? You can have full project templates. They describe it, give you a price point here as well. An AI SaaS starter template, billing and auth, so authentication, for the payments and all the backend stuff, administrative stuff. Tool resources, okay, blueprints, different type of styles that match for different things, right? There are so many different of these types of these vibe coding tools. Again, they're mentioning four right there: Cursor, Bolt, Lovable, Replit. So if you have the ones that are very specific to that and you have them lumped into all like one little area, nice and tidy, super convenient, it's right there as you're kind of playing around in the community. Oh, I see that Sally built out, this incredible site, and I'm interacting with it right on the social network site here. Oh, but I want to do something just like that. So maybe there's an option there to remix it. It pulls it right up in the site for you, and then you can add some components to it. So I'm almost picturing a Lovable site. I feel like the social networking part is good for now, but if you could do some light building in there, that would also be cool. Then it's talking about premium add-ons here. ShipStack Pro tools for $9 a month. Almost like I pay $11 a month for X. The X, I think it's called X Pro. I got access to a big dashboard. I can look at my analytics a little closer. I can do a couple more things or some sort of like some premium things. And a single digit. I mean, I didn't talk about this yet, but a single digit subscription. I mean, that's very impulsive purchase buy. I kept saying in the last couple of episodes here that I've had about my live series that if you get into a two-figure range, especially in that $20 to $30 range, like a lot of tools are, if you can nail that hero section up top and sort of nail the value proposition and it hits me at that right moment, card's coming out. I'm going to try it. Sign me up for a 7 or 14-day trial or a 30-day trial, whatever you're offering, and then have my card information on file. And chances are I'm in. I'm a paid customer. But a single digit one at $9, and you get, Claude's talking about you could do advanced analytics. You could do, look at this, you could do an A/B testing. You could have your product up twice and in two different screens. This one or this one. What do you like? Vote on it. Play with both. This is pretty cool, right? ShipStack Studio. You got collaboration features for multiple people to come in on it. Presentation mode, white label portfolios. This is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff here. Marketplace, services, code reviews, ShipStack jobs. Very cool. You could have some integrations with some other services that it goes over to, like Product Hunt. I'm telling you, there's a major market for this stuff here because I have inside Claude, there was also some information in here about the signals it was seeing, and one that I saw right away was this one that was cool. It showed it over on Product Hunt. Somebody had started this very recently. It's called the Hot 100.ai, and it's a weekly AI project chart, and it's judged by AI. How cool is that, right? And so this is what this looks like. So what is hot? What is being developed out there, and then AI judges it. So you get a chance to get yourself some more coverage on what you're building. AI powered ranking. Hot 100 AI is a weekly chart ranking AI built projects with a twist. Builders submit their apps made with tools like Cursor, Bolt, VO, and Replit. We don't rely on popularity contests or vote trading. So this is cool, right? It's going through and it's judging. It's our AI judge scores each project. So you can see that there is a market, and you can see that other people are having this same idea too. This is one that I found that actually was developed already. And if you're like me, you can tell right away when you see this site where this was developed. So it's a vibe coding builders. It's a how do they describe themselves here? It's an AI assisted developers and rapid prototyping community. Can anybody guess where this was developed? By the way, I'm not the only one that says this, but some of these vibe coding sites, the AI behind it, their large language models behind it, they love themselves some purple. They would just, it's like purple paint everywhere. This was developed by Lovable. I remember looking at this earlier, and by the way, this is set up actually fairly nice. It's got a lot of nice stuff going on here. You'll have like your profiles and then the projects that they've worked on, which is cool. But yeah, made with love, made with love for the vibe builder community. This was made by Lovable. Another one that I saw, and this one is I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Vibedit, like Reddit, Vibedit, but it's a social network for vibe coders. Super plain Jane, but I know that this one had been listed in a few places, and so it's while it's early days, new, very new. It definitely has some attention. Definitely has some attention in there. Um, and I know that when I looked at this girl Shreya, I think it's a girl, Shreya Patil, was posting quite a bit out here. But this exists out there. And then I went a little further. I went into answer the public because, well, I'm I'm still mad at the one tool that I always used to use, which was called SimilarWeb, and now they want $125 from me per month. They use their site so that I can get a look at basically web traffic. So now I'm using this for free, at least for the moment. Um, I just asked it basically vibe coding social network and what pops up. Some of the common prompts you can see here that pop up on ChatGPT. By the way, this is actually a really cool site. Answer the public. It actually will show you the topic that you're looking for, what kind of traffic it's getting out on search engines, open AI and AI tools, social networks. So it gives you quite a bit. It gives you a big spread so you can get a sense of, am I on the right track with an idea? How popular is it? Does anybody care about this? By the way, nothing worse than getting an idea, going down a long path to have it developed, having a ridiculously killer website or app, and then there's just not a market for it. No one gives a shit about it. So you have to make sure that you develop something upfront and put your money and your time and your resources into something that is actually you're going to see something from it at the end. So common prompts here, best platforms for vibe coding social networks. I'm on the right track. Brands, Lovable and Replit. And I have to actually get into an actual trial with it to get beyond it, but you can sort of see some of the other things here. How to create a vibe coding social network for my team. Think about ShipStack being like this idea being like a free and open social network, but then if you want to block off something for your team, there's a cost to that. I've got that idea just right now. That was just rolled right off. Maybe you have like, okay, $50 for your team for the month, and you start to collect on that, or 100 a month, and with you have different packages for different things, analytics, collaboration, all the different things. So I highly suggest when you go and get an idea that you go in there and you look around, and you also look in some of the other sites as well that are sitting out there. Again, SimilarWeb is one, Ahrefs or Hrefs is another. I like those. And if you're ever getting into an instance where it's an actual physical product, Jungle Scout is really good because Jungle Scout will look across. Basically, it's taking all the data of sales on Amazon and then packaging and giving that to you. If you're, competing against SKUs of products that are super popular out there, you're looking at really like the margins. You're looking at, and also where can I get this developed? And that's a great site. I mean, level of detail in there is out of control. Um, but what I did is I went over to Midjourney and I started to just playing around with concepts here for logos. I wanted to create a logo for ShipStack, and so if you're familiar with Midjourney, it's a site that a lot of people use for kind of like early design work, or for kind of just getting a feel for even like a small prototyping of things, just getting the visuals around things, and that's what I do with it. And some people are just using it for creating images that they're going to pop into websites, or graphics for events and different things, or even for personal use. I use this for visualizing and prototyping, logo creation, or starting a logo in here and then taking that concept out and then working with it in Photoshop or somewhere else, Figma. Um, I like to get mock-up product shots and then work off of the color schemes and play with it from there. Very rarely do I get something, boom, like perfect out of the gate here. Oh, my social media posts, I'll usually create an image here and get those out there. That's kind of low key too, but also, really detailed and easy to use. But for this demo here, and by the way, we're at 27 minutes. I got 3 minutes left, and we're going to do this. A logo creation is what I want. I wanted a logo created for ShipStack based on a social network for vibe coders and AI coders. Simplistic. I actually thought maybe SS initially would be used for an icon. And I came up with this one initially. And this, oh, where is it? Go back here. Down here is the original one that I came up with, and I actually liked it. And I don't know if you're seeing it right away. I saw it right away, but this is a ship coming at coming at you from an angle. This is the top of the ship, the nose of the ship coming out. Almost has like this stacked kind of look, container look, or to some, when you're looking at it, it might look like Legos, a little colored Legos. But I actually kind of liked it. So I asked it to clean it up and do some things with it. And a lot of these are really, really kind of good. I don't know if that one really kind of hits the notes of like what a ship stack, and again, I liked ship stack because it's the popular term for these guys out here is they're building products that are shipping products. And then I liked the idea of like Stack Overflow, which is a competitor to GitHub, and kind of the merging of the two. My brain just clicked right away. You're shipping products, it's a stack, ship stack. And as you're scrolling through a feed, it's a stack, ship stack. I know someone's going to grab this domain name after this. It's okay. There's just no way I'm going to be able to build all this. This is a site truly that is not for solopreneurs. ShipStack is for a team of solopreneurs, a team of people coming together, because this is big. I think that you need to have this with scale. I also liked this one, like the SS. So I pulled those two out for a logo creation, and I'd also worked with getting some mock-up shots the other day, and I didn't use them. I was working for some mock-up shots for this AI avatar video that I did, and I had some really good ones here. Like for instance, this one here, like where it's almost like that Nicolas Cage John Travolta movie, Face Off. It's like I'm getting part of my face here, and then there's another one here where it's being scanned. However, you're kind of looking at that, but I liked the whole kind of split screen of the face kind of look to it. I pulled both of them out and I pulled them into Framer. I grabbed a screenshot of X from a little bit ago here, right before I jumped on, and I just tried to envision very quickly here, what would this look like? What would ShipStack look like? And so I brought it into Framer, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what this would kind of look like in real time here. I just grabbed a quick screenshot, popped it in. I popped in that picture that I showed you from Midjourney that I had created, and then the two logos, and we'll see what this looks like here. So this is kind of like in real time. I just drop them in, and So this is would be the desktop version here, and everything's in still and slow mo here, or not slow mo. It's a still frame, right? It's not going anywhere. Um, you could pop the SS logo there like that, or I kind of really just keep coming back to the ship, like an actual ship logo here, and just pop that in like that, and then we'll drag down this photo here. Um, I don't know Laura Bueller as well, but thanks for jumping in on the call, Laura. I'm going to take this and overlay this on top of her. She was talking about putting on a calendar invite for Stripe. We're at 30 minutes. I'm going to stop here in just a minute and put that over top of this. Now, imagine with me here if this is the site that you're on and you're coming in and you're scrolling through ShipStack, and each box would represent the playable, clickable, workable version of what Laura had shared out. Let's say, oh, this is an integration for Stripe that I had just created, and check it out. It's where you can actually play with the face. So as you move your cursor into it, you click on it and you can interact with it and move it around right there, right on the screen. Then when you come outside of it, that's where you can scroll up and scroll up to the next one. Or if you don't want to, do anything with it at all, you move on, right? Or you can click into her profile. I picture something like this. I actually tried to do this real quick. I brought in a screenshot from Facebook. The mobile version is nice. The desktop version is hell. It is just like, whew, it's just too much for the senses. I don't know if you've seen the left side of their panel. It is just like, I don't like it. It just gives me a headache looking at it. But this is what I feel like this could look like. And it doesn't have to have all these features. It could be more simplistic in nature, less features, more emphasis around the workable, clickable version of my AI product that I just built in Lovable or Replit or VO or Bolt, whatever. It's coming in here. You got, there's so many of these sites that could pop up, right? And I feel like this would kind of stand for years to come as this vibe coding community goes from, or this AI tool, tool community goes from 8 billion into 32 billion in the next 10, the next 10 years. That's what they were saying. So there's a lot there. There's a lot. So 32 minutes. I'm proud of myself. This was good. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think of this. If you think that this is something that you can develop lightweight, I'd love to help you. I think that there's a lot of room here to go to build an MVP, a minimum product that we could put out. But I'd be thrilled to jump on this one. Thrilled. And there's a lot of ways to, really go about it. But I really feel like beyond the minimum product, there's a massive product to make here. Look at how many people you have over at Facebook and Twitter and or X and all these different places. Those aren't solo run companies, but I really, really like that idea of all these different products that are out there rolled up into one screen that you can flip through, play with, and then if you want to go to a bigger version of it, you click through and you go out of the site. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. This one got me really excited. And coming up on Friday tomorrow, I'll see you then. And well, yeah, again, see you in the next one.